All right, welcome to Talkin' Investing. I am Tom, and as always, this is not financial advice. Today, I want to talk about the cryptocurrency ecosystem, and more specifically, I want to talk about stablecoins, regulation, Coinbase, and a whole giant mess that's going on right now. So I want to try and pull the pieces apart and talk about what's going on, because this has to get resolved in order for cryptocurrencies, in order for Bitcoin, the Bitcoin miners, in order for everybody to get where they're going. We got to get to the bottom of this. So I want to give everybody an update on what's going on, and we can see where we go from here. So we talk about cryptocurrency, obviously Bitcoin and the Bitcoin miners all the time on this channel. So if that's content you're interested in, please remember to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. Also, if everybody could please smash the like button, it helps the channel out a lot, and I really appreciate it. It gets this video out to a lot more people. Okay, I want to start with this article from Coinbase. U.S. stablecoin bill delayed, but draft language may soon emerge. Okay, so Congress is trying to pass some legislation regarding stablecoins, and it looked like things were going well, and now it's a little bit derailed. You're going to see that everybody seems to have their hands in this, and Coinbase has been dragged into it. The Treasury Department's a part of this. The SEC's a part of it. Congress is a part of it. And it really is a mess right now. And I'm hoping they can straighten this all out. But it looks like it's going to be a few months at least before we get some progress on this. So let me tell you what's going on. A potential bipartisan bill to regulate stablecoins has been bogged down in negotiations, according to three people familiar with the talks. But lawmakers developing the legislation are considering releasing some draft language that may spur wider input. Okay, so it looked like they were on the verge of this, and then some language got added in. Another issue got added in. This was going to be stablecoin regulations. So it's gotten broader than that. So unfortunately, it looks like this will not be settled before Congress goes on essentially their summer break. So they're probably going to have to reconvene in September. But at least if they can get some language out, this discussion can move forward in the meantime. So let me tell you what the issue is. The hangups over the U.S. effort to establish rules for stablecoins are expected to delay until September, when the lawmakers return from their summer break. Meanwhile, the committee is talking about issuing a discussion draft, a document that would include the legislative language the members are working on, the people said. That could happen much sooner. The narrowly focused bill aims to establish a U.S. oversight regime for stablecoins on which crypto markets depend, to counter the volatility of more speculative assets. The bill is expected to set a path for non-bank firms to be able to issue stablecoins, though they'd have to meet new capital and liquidity standards. So I've been talking about this on the channel for a while. Stablecoin legislation is coming first. It is the most important. It represents the highest potential for systemic risk throughout the cryptocurrency world. Right behind that, in a close second, and probably tied for first, are the cryptocurrency exchanges. Because right now, essentially, these are brokerage/banks that are getting to act with no regulators above them at all. And so while I'm not a massive fan of overly regulating things, when you're dealing with everybody's money and there's no backstop, we have already seen some companies take incredibly irresponsible decisions that have cost millions of people some or all of their cryptocurrency. So the sooner we can get this all in a more established order with some reasonable regulations surrounding it, the sooner cryptocurrencies will take off to the next leg of this journey, which I think we all believe is up from here. Stablecoins such as Tether's USDT and Circle Internet Financial's USDC represent relatively small slice of the $1 trillion in overall crypto value. And I will tell you, it's actually about $100 billion, so it's not that small of a piece. But are traded at very high volumes because they're often used by investors to move in and out of Bitcoin, Ethereum, and other coins. So here's where the wrinkle comes in. The Treasury Department and Democrats added a request that the bill include safeguard for customers' wallets, specifically that their money be walled off from the assets of crypto platforms hosting the wallets. It is a separate issue, so I do get frustrated. It looked like they were on the brink of having bipartisan agreement on the stablecoin issue. I would prefer that they check that box and get that piece done and then move on to the next piece versus holding everything up in this grand negotiation. But this is how politics works, so it is what it is. So now we're sitting here talking about cryptocurrency wallets, and their concern, which is a legitimate one based on the fact that we've already seen this play out several times over the last month, is that as investors have money on these crypto exchanges, if they're in a so-called hot wallet, then their money is at risk. It is not the same as being in a cold wallet off-chain. And I will tell you, it is pretty much unilaterally accepted between cryptocurrency purists and Bitcoin purists. They will most likely tell you that if your cryptocurrency is not stored in a cold wallet, it's not really yours and it is at risk. And there is an element of truth to that, and it has become more and more true as the Three Arrows situation has led to the Voyager situation and the Celcius situation. So there's a lot of people who even right now don't have access to their money. So it's not that this isn't a real issue, it's just that it seems like they were on the brink of coming to an agreement on one issue, which is stablecoins, and now they want to tie the two together. And the thing is, there's more than just these two issues. There's many, many more issues. The cryptocurrency ecosystem is extremely complicated, and it's in its very early stages. This is a $1 trillion industry right now. It was as high as $3 trillion, but that is a small fraction compared to the rest of the financial markets. So if this hopes to grow into a mature sector, if you will, it is going to be many, many multiples larger than this. And there is an awful lot of components to what has to happen to get from here to there. So I don't think it's a reasonable expectation that all of the regulations come into place here in one bill all at the same time. The reason that they're fixating on these wallets has to do with Coinbase. So Coinbase is wrapped up in the middle of this big time. Meanwhile, they have several things going on themselves. So I just want to spend a minute talking about that. Okay, this article goes on to say, the Biden administration has been seeking answers for this customer hazard since Coinbase disclosed that the customer funds may be vulnerable in a hypothetical bankruptcy, and other crypto firms began freezing customer accounts as they faced their own real-world failures. So that's why this issue has moved to the forefront. Coinbase essentially, in addition to the fact that it's already happened several times, Coinbase said, yes, customers' money, even if it's in a crypto wallet on-chain held with the crypto exchange. In other words, like Coinbase will give you a free wallet, but it's not the same as having a cold wallet and having your cryptocurrency off-exchange in your possession. So in the event that Coinbase goes bankrupt, it sounds like customers' money, customers' cryptocurrency is at risk. So yes, that is something they very much need to deal with. However, again, I don't love combining these issues because, it sounds like they had one they were ready to solve. And one at a time is the way to get to the finish line. Meanwhile, at the same time, Coinbase stock is down over SEC probe. This is an article from Investopedia. The Security Exchange Commission, the SEC, is reportedly investigating crypto exchange Coinbase over allegations that it allowed U.S. persons to trade unregistered securities. As a result, Coinbase shares were down 21% on July 26th and have fallen more than 80% since the IPO 1 year ago. So now you've got Janet Yellen from the Treasury dealing with Congress trying to form their legislation. Separately, you've got the SEC over here suing Coinbase. Meanwhile, Coinbase's response is, there really are no regulations. There's no guidelines to this. So, how can you sue us if it's not clearly defined? In addition to this probe with allegations that they're selling unregistered securities, Coinbase is also in the middle of this issue. An ex-Coinbase manager has been charged with the first case of insider crypto trading. So on July 21st, so again, this is all happening in the month of July here. On July 21st, the Department of Justice, so, here's another piece of the government heard from, charged 3 people in the first cryptocurrency insider trading scheme. It alleges that a former product manager at Coinbase shared confidential information with his brother and a friend. Essentially, the gist of this is, as people were involved in deciding which coins were going to be traded on Coinbase, a coin getting added to Coinbase typically added a significant bump to its value. So if you had insider information that you were going to add a coin and you told others that information, they could stand to benefit greatly from buying that coin ahead of that process. So I'm not going to weigh in. I have no idea of the specifics of what went on here. They list the coins that they talked about. They're all smaller coins. I don't know what the outcome of this is going to be, but it just leaves Coinbase swirling around with an SEC probe that they're selling securities. Now they've got managers with potential insider trading issues, and You've also got them mucking up the legislation by saying that the customers' crypto wallets may be in danger in the event of a bankruptcy. So you can see that this is an extremely complicated, interwoven scenario. So what I am hopeful is that they do put out some draft language quickly before they take their break over the summer so that this conversation can continue to move forward. In my opinion, it looks like they have bipartisan agreement on the stablecoin regulations. So they need to just do that. And then let's see if we can move forward on the regulations with not just the crypto wallets, but there's a lot more inside of the crypto world and crypto exchanges. There's borrowings, lendings, leveragings. There's all types of things happening that are unregulated. In addition to that, there's a big lack of transparency. So all of those problems need to get solved. They're not going to get solved overnight. And until they do solve these problems, they are a kind of a cloud over the head of cryptocurrency in general. That includes Bitcoin. And on this channel, we focus a lot on Bitcoin and the Bitcoin miners. So as a function of that, it includes the Bitcoin miners as well. So piece by piece, we need to peel this back and address each one of these problems. And effectively, it's going to end up in the hands of Congress and the SEC. They need to get regulations. They need to get guidelines. We need to move past all of this so that there's less doubt and uncertainty surrounding cryptocurrency and becomes safer, and more people will join in, and the sector can grow. So that's what's going on right now with crypto regulations, Coinbase, etc. Hopefully this sheds some light on the subject. And again, obviously none of these problems have yet been solved, so we'll have to see how all of these play out. I just want to keep everybody in the loop on this conversation. So if you made it this far, please remember to subscribe to the channel and smash the like button. Also, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.